Okay guys, we're gonna do a different video tonight. It's a Saturday night, and what I wanna do is take you through my typical Saturday night before we go to the live stream. That means I'm gonna be showing you guys where we get our food, where we get her some tea so she doesn't drink so much Strongbow, and I'm gonna finally showcase Saigon Yan. So that'll be the first time ever that it's seen in one of my videos that's not my live stream. The reason why I'm moving around so much is I'm getting my shoes on. I got my backpack here, it has all my streaming gear in it, and we're getting ready to go out, drink, meet the boys, have some banh mi, and do a live stream. First stop of two, before we get finally to Saigon Yan, we've got to get banh mi. Banh mi is very cheap in Yabe, so we always come here. Sometimes, and I just mean sometimes, they don't have banh mi and we gotta go get cum tam or something else. There's a little banh mi stand, and I'm actually gonna be a little invasive and show you guys inside their house. And the reason why I'm showing you guys inside their house is because they told me one time they pay $15 million for rent. That's a lot. And they say that it's everything's breaking down in there, everything's really dirty, there's rats and all kinds of stuff like that. But that's how much it would cost. If you guys ever wondered how much it would cost to open a little shop or banh mi stand right here on the side of the road in Yabe, not District 1, that's how much it would cost. Anyhow, we're gonna wait right here for her to make us our banh mi, and then we're gonna hit the next stop, which is a milk tea place, but she gets peach tea. Anyways, we're going there next. We got our banh mi hanging right here, so that's ready to go. And we're just gonna wait for our peach tea. This is what's called a Vietnamese drive-through. There's no actual drive-through like we're used to back in the States. You just pull up on the side of the road right by the sidewalk here, and we block traffic just slightly, and we sit here on our bikes and wait for our tea. Anyways, next stop, Saigon Kitchen. All right. After a 25-minute drive from Yabe to get to District 1, which is the meetup point, we are finally on the famous Backpacker Street. This is where I do all of my live streams, and this is this is also where you'll find the most grouchy, cantankerous, belligerent expats there are that live here in Saigon. The first thing that we're gonna do is find ourselves a spot, and you know what, guys, I've also met a lot of friends here too, so even though I have met a lot of friends. We found ourselves a table. We're gonna order a beer for me. She's gonna get ice for her tea. We're gonna eat our banh mi, but first I'm gonna show you guys around a little bit. I don't know if any of you guys were here pre-COVID, but this used to be called Hung Vi, and it still is. But it looks like what they've done is completely renovated the building, and I think they're doing a hotel, much like Saigon Kitchen is. And they finally opened up the inside over there, but we're not going to go over there because it doesn't look like there's any ventilation, and we're just used to sitting here at Saigon Yan. This place has actually two names. I call it Saigon Yan because I've been here for 4 years. That's what I'm used to. They threw that kitchen thing up there later, so then it became Saigon Kitchen. So this is the spot we hang out every Saturday night. This is our Saturday night routine pre-live stream. So let's actually go sit down. One of the things too about being a social media vlogger type person is you get everybody staring at you, you know, and I've talked about that before. What usually goes on here is we'll have our beer and our banh mi, and I'll sit here and I'll play with my phone for, I don't know, 45 minutes, just dragging my feet because I don't want to start the live stream. I just want to sit here quietly. Even when I was getting ready to come out here, I was sitting with just my pants on and no shirt and watching TV on my computer. It's so hard to get out here. You know, after a hard days of work or hard weeks of work, and then actually get up and go somewhere and do some things. It's hard, but I got social obligations. And you know, I have obligations to you guys too. I got a live stream to talk to you guys. One thing I'm very disappointed today about this banh mi is I really wanted to show you guys, usually the paper that this is wrapped in is some child's schoolwork. You'll see like a crossword puzzle or some worksheet workbook thing and some pen writing on it, and it'll be dated like a year ago. So they use the old scraps of paper to wrap banh mi in. And you guys know how dirty kids' hands are, so that's usually how we get served our banh mi. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get dirty paper today because I wanted to show you guys. Another thing worth pointing out to you guys is she orders her tea with no ice because she's not ready to drink it, and it's so gosh darn hot here in Saigon that if you put ice in there, it's going to be all melted by the time she is ready. So we're going to take a brief pause. She's already chowing down. I'm going to chow down. I'll get right back with you guys. All right, guys. So after eating that banh mi, I'm now going to walk down and do a little talking. Actually, before I do that, let me get real with you guys. Remember that sound problem I had earlier in the video? Well, I had it again. This is actually the next night, and I'm coming down at around the same time to reshoot the same video. So I'm gonna try to reproduce it as bestly as I can. Is bestly a word? I don't know. Anyways, last night, well, let's pretend like it's still the same night. This is Saigon Kitchen right here. We call it Saigon Kitchen now because they just put up the kitchen sign. We normally call it Saigon Yang, but what I want to address here, and this is when I talk about talking, it's in an affectionate way. But not only is this place full of all the delinquents and degenerates, all the expats in Saigon that have been here for a long time, we're all sourpusses. We all want to stay away from the loud noises. But Saigon Kitchen has a hotel right above it, and they also have a banh mi stand. Now this place before COVID was a one-level building. It had a little restaurant right here, a small porta potty style bathroom, and it had a tin shack above it. Now they're building an entire hotel above it. They have the banh mi stand, and they have the banh mi stand here. They have the kitchen, and they have the kitchen here. So here's where the talking crap comes in. It's one thing that I've noticed in Asia is when they see a business that's doing well, they'll replicate it and put the same business right in front of it. So I saw this a lot in Cambodia. They would have an electronic shop that was doing very, very well. So the whole block would be completely occupied by electronic shops. It's not something I really experienced that much in America, but it's definitely something I've seen a lot in Asia. This place right here used to be Margaritas, but now it's owned by Hung V, and Hung V has expanded to over here. So as they were building this building, they bought the building that Margaritas was at, and they did their kitchen and all their businesses here, and now they finally have their building built, and they're starting to open up in there. And they're actually opening up the inside too. Let me check to see if it's open. Yeah, it is open, but we're not going in there as of yet because they don't have the air conditioners installed and there's no ventilation. To be fair, Saigon Kitchen is going to lose this battle because now that Hung V has got a new building and their beer is actually 5K cheaper for the same big tiger, I'm starting to notice when I come out here on Saturday nights that there's a lot more people sitting out here at Hung V than there is Saigon Kitchen. Tonight it's about equal. Actually, I take that back. Hung V does look a little bit more crowded. And from what I heard too, Hung V, because this counts as Hung V also, Hung V also has better food. I've showed you guys this place before, and I just wanted to mention it again. It's just so funny, the sign, "Your decent stay." It's not the best stay, it's not the worst, it's just decent. This old black dog right here, very, very old dog. She's lost a lot of hair over the years. She's not very friendly. Anyways, let's walk down this street. This street used to have a Hong Kong theme to it, and they used to have some really cool Hong Kong lanterns hanging from the top, and now it's just light bulbs, so that kind of sucks. But there are some new businesses opening up. There's a hostel, there's a geriatrics ward coming up on my right. But before we get there, I want to talk a little bit more. We're coming up on the right here of a bar called Club 13. What's more of a club than a bar? Now this place caters to the youth of Vietnam, and I see a lot of kids going in there. The drinking age here in Vietnam is 18 years old, but it's not enforced. It's kind of like the 1950s where you can go to the store and say you're buying the cigarettes and a case of beer for your father, except for here you don't have to say you're buying it for your father, you just go in and buy it. But this club, we'll sit there, we can't help but notice that girls will come out of this club throwing up on their shoes. They can't walk, they're being picked up by other Vietnamese gentlemen and thrown into cabs and driving off in the night. And I'm starting to suspect, and my friends are too, that they actually are roofing them in there or giving them some very intoxicating drug, because I don't ever remember drinking myself to that point when I was that young where I just was going unconscious. I mean, I would throw up and stuff like that, but just to be completely unconscious is absurd. But now that we're here, this place is new. This has been here for about a month, and I'm starting to notice some of the expats coming over here a little bit more. But now that we're here, this is what's called the geriatrics ward. If you ever hear me mention geriatrics ward in my videos, it's this place. And the reason why we call it the geriatrics ward, well, it's because a lot of old people come here. But to be fair, a lot of the older people come down on this street to begin with anyways, because us old people, and I'm including myself, I'm actually 40 years old now, so I consider myself old, want to get away from the noise and the racket and the hustlers and the drugs and the pushers and all that stuff of Bui Vien, but still be close enough to the action where we can see all the events and experience the nightlife, but in a peaceful retirement villa type manner. I slowed down here a little bit because this used to be a Hong Kong thing restaurant behind me, and now it's called Ling Ling, and it's a girly bar. I went in there one time with a friend that was visiting, and the beers were 110K. It's owned by a Westerner. I think he's from Australia or New Zealand or something like that. He's kind of mean, and his beers are overpriced, so I don't recommend going in there. I mean, if you like overpriced drinks and girly bars, sure, but I think you have better options. So as we approach the corner of Pham Ngũ Lão and Bui Vien, we get to the place that Koi has mentioned many times in my live streams, and it's this store right here. He talks about there's this great place to get Campbell soup, and you can actually see it right through the window, but right now they have all these motorbikes in the way, so I can't squeeze in there and get you a good shot. I know that may not be a big deal to you guys in the West, but Campbell soups, the chunky style Campbell soups, is a big deal to us. Last night I was able to get a shot of it, but I lost all the sound. So here is where Pham Ngũ Lão meets Bui Vien, and this is why all us old folks stay this way, because we want to stay away from that. Right when you see the big sign, that's where Bui Vien starts, and that's where things start getting loud. That's where people start pulling on your arms. They start trying to sell you marijuana and boom boom. I'm not sure what boom boom is, but they sure like to offer it a lot. We know what boom boom is, right? Anyways, that's it. This is a typical Saturday night for us, being recorded on a Sunday night due to sound issues. I just want to say, if you guys like my videos, I really appreciate your guys' subscriptions, your likes, and your comments. And if you're watching my videos, it's probably because you either like Vietnam or you like me. Hopefully it's both. If it is a little bit of the latter and you do actually like me a little bit, please consider checking out my gaming channel. I just started a gaming channel. It's called gamerabroad.com/gaming, or you can just search for Gaming Abroad, I believe, on YouTube. There's actually a link in the description. Even if you don't like video games, I would really appreciate it if you slid into that channel and handed me a subscription, because I'd really like to get that channel monetized.
Because I make all of my money outside. All of it.
And get my subscriber numbers up, and hopefully someday make $1 or $2 from playing video games. And that is every middle-aged man's dream, right? To make $1 playing video games. Anyhow, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching my vlogs. Thank you for following me. And I'm gonna go do my live stream last night. You guys are awesome, and I hope you guys stay that way. As I recorded this video, my girlfriend Heen sat here on my bike and waited for me. How do you feel about coming back out here again the next night to record the same video that I did last night?
I feel happy when you come back.
You felt happy when I came back?
Yeah.
How do you feel about me coming back to Pham Ngũ Lão and having to do the same video again?
I think it's funny.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it's funny for her.